I'm just a girl that's born and raised in South Auckland, but lucky enough to have had the opportunity to see the big wide world uh, based on my career choice that I had. So, uh, I think being raised there and growing up in South Auckland, it builds a quiet toughness, builds a resilient person. Not that I think that it's been a hard life, but uh, when you reflect on my upbringing, we didn't have much, but it doesn't mean that's what defines me. But it does help uh, give me a better appreciation of what's out there and what you can get. I'm a New Zealand born Cook Islander, so then that poses a different kind of dynamic to me because you're living between two cultures. So you're living between a Cook Island upbringing at home and then Western or Papa'a view when you go out of the doors of your house. My parents, the way they brought me and my siblings up, it's very family focused. So even though, you know, I grew up in state housing and um, yeah, it was a life of only a few things, but once you get out and you reflect on the hard work that my parents put into us getting an education, gives you a better appreciation of the things that you can achieve and that you can get. So for me, it's about not necessarily being the loudest, but being quietly determined and resilient. Akono is really an ode to my parents. So the word Akono is a Cook Island word that means to care for, to preserve, to look after. That's what Akono means. And because both my parents are not here, they've both unfortunately passed away. And so the building of my business and my brand and the logo and the word Akono is an ode to them and all their hard work. And owning my own business, that I can determine what I want it to be, and it can be from my cultural values. I don't have to just be a 15-minute phone call because the client's going to be scared that I'm going to be charging, right? It can be a full conversation with my clients when they need, within reason, of course. To be in business felt really unattainable because it's a big machine and they have set pathways to get to a certain place. So I went to a smaller practice, and it was exposure to that smaller practice that I came across Pacific business owners, and I saw how ambitious they are, and that I think the difference between me coming from a mainstream setting is that, you've got this direction that you have to follow, but these ambitious small business entrepreneurs, they just have a vision and they just want to go for it. They don't have any know-how about how to get there. They just have this passion. And I was like, man, these guys are really brave. And so I thought, man, if these guys can do it, I can do it. And then I just took a deep breath and took both feet and just jumped. No looking back, actually, with the support of my family and my husband. He also said, oh, yeah, if you want to do it, you do it. So it's not easy, but once you get on the other side, it's the same what you were doing beforehand, but you're just paying yourself. You have to go and get the business yourself. But if you're good at what you're doing, the business will come. Some of the challenges it's the little finicky things that you take for granted, like opening a bank account. Like, it's challenging to open a bank account. It's sending out invoices on time. It's the administration side of running the business. But if you get your systems down pat, that's okay. But you might need to invest in some time or in a person to help you establish those systems if that's not your calling, right? When you're in business, you have to actually value your time, and the people that you go into business with, they have to value your time too. So I'm sure that I will deliver your bang for buck. So whatever you invest in me, I will return back to you like tenfold, provided that what you're asking me is what I can deliver. So I don't go about promising the world and then under delivering. I go about asking, what do you want and how I can help you. If I can't help you, I will tell you at the outset that I can't help you. When you start out, it's all hard work and your own money, and clients don't just fall out of the sky, and you don't have this magical tap of money just coming out of the sky or on the tree. There is a perception that if you go into business that you must have lots of money. But the reality is we're working really hard to commit our time. But going into your own business allows you the flexibility to work on other things, like being a better wife, being a better mother. And to me, that's valuable. That's different from the cookie cutter approach as well. So some people are all about making money. For me, it's about having work-life balance, because I've made money for a long time. But yeah, the first few years is not you're driving around in a in a Beamer or anything like that. It is a lot of hard work and it is a lot of sacrifice.
What are some of the challenges that you see with your clients? Why do they come to you and what do you come to?
A lot of it is them just not knowing, like either if they're starting, they don't know where to start. It might be they might be in trouble with the tax man, so they just need a bit of support getting back on track again. It might be not understanding the numbers, so they might need a bit of help with setting up a budget so that they can stay within a certain realm when they're working on their businesses. It might be helping internally their staff build capabilities, so become more familiar with the accounting tools, and then that helps them feel valued as well, because they're just learning a bit more, but they might not have had the opportunity to learn in such a comfortable and relaxed environment. It's about supporting some of the CEs to help decipher the numbers so that they can make better informed decisions. I've been working in a number of different environments since in my business journey. So I worked by myself at home, in another shared space, and then in another office space, and then I finally ended up here. And what I found in working over here is it's actually quite empowering to see a whole lot of other business owners, not just business people, business owners. So we are all on the same journey. Where do I see Akono? I'd like to say that I've grown, and I'd like to say that I'll be working in the cooks. That's my ultimate dream.
Talofa e kia orana. I'm Jacinda Stowers. I'm the director of the Pacifica Arts Centre, which is based in Henderson, West Auckland. Our organisation has a really strong focus on our Moana Pacific arts, culture and community. For a number of years now, we've worked really closely with our accountant, Ruth. It's a really special relationship, not only for me as director, but also actually for our entire community. What makes that relationship really special for us is the fact that Ruth not only comes in to teach us, the ones and twos of basic accounting, but she actually understands our community as a whole. So she's worked closely with us on building financial literacy, financial capacity, professional development, and also just understands our community needs. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that she is a Cook Islander. She is a woman of the Moana, so she really understands our needs as a community.
Kia ora koutou katoa toa, e te rōmata e te atua. My name is Hamish Crooks. I'm Chief Executive of Pacific Home Care. We look after elderly, people with disabilities in their own homes, and we also work with vulnerable families in our communities through whānau ora services. We've actually been around 30 years, and in order to be around 30 years, we have to sustain ourselves. So there's this wonderful accountant that I want to recommend to you all, Ruth Sio Lokam, who is our accountant and who provides us with the accounting services and support. But it's more than just the accounting. Ruth sort of gets us in terms of our strategic direction and where we're going. She's able to understand our values. We're a Pacific for Pacific organisation. However, it relates to every organisation. She provides that knowledge. When I first met Ruth, she was working for an auditing firm, and then she broke out to her own business, Akono Accounting Limited, which I would really recommend to you, because when she went out, we were able to support her and she was able to support us. From a Cook Island perspective, I'm very proud of her. And so, as New Zealanders, we all bring our flavour to the table. And Ruth certainly does that through her management, accounting and strategic knowledge. So again, you'll get a wonderful service in Ruth. Mi taki mata e ka manua.